Hey folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. It is Saturday, September the 6th. Wow. Already we're 1 week into September, huh? And 1 week out, I guess, from Canelo Crawford, which is a fight that I'm looking forward to watching, especially as it's on Netflix, no additional charge. So that'll be kind of neat. And a decent time for me to watch as well. Anyhow, today I thought I would talk about boxers behaving badly. Now, boxers, of course, I don't think are statistically more likely to behave badly than any other sector of society. But there are two noteworthy cases, I guess, that have been publicized fairly recently within the last couple of days. And they do illustrate that people who were being held in very high esteem at various times in their career have sort of stepped into the glue, one more than the other, but still both are interesting cases. Probably of more interest to British subscribers than to subscribers elsewhere in the world, but you never know. The first involves the former boxer and more famously, I suppose, former trainer Steffi Bull, whose real name is not actually Steffi Bull, but I can't remember what it is. I should have looked this up before going on camera. Anyhow, he's universally known as Steffi Bull. He was the former trainer of Terry Harper, Maxie Hughes, and a number of other well-known boxers. Well, anyhow, he has been convicted within the last couple of days and sentenced for conspiracy to traffic cocaine. His initial plea was not guilty, which I believe he then changed to guilty, and he was awarded a 10-year custodial sentence by the judge. Mr. Bull did say that his rationale for getting into criminality was that he had suffered a period of financial impecuniosity during the COVID lockdowns when his gymnasium was closed down, he wasn't able to earn a living, etc. And so he decided to make money through other means, which happened to involve the conspiracy to traffic cocaine, which is obviously a controlled drug within his jurisdiction, which is the UK. And I guess he's now going to pay for that indiscretion. I thought that the sentence of 10 years in custody seemed quite high, but of course I don't live in Britain. I don't know what the British laws really are regarding this. I think he probably wouldn't have got 10 years in Canada, but obviously in other parts of the world he would have possibly gotten more, and depending upon where, he may have paid the ultimate penalty. So all these things really do depend upon the jurisdiction in which you live and how drug trafficking or conspiracy to traffic drugs is viewed by the authorities around the world. Anyways, I'm sure that he will have plenty of time to regret the adventure that he decided to embark upon. And whether he will serve the full 10 or not is again unknown to me. I believe that people get time off for good behavior, etc. And one then, can ask the question, is a custodial sentence of such length in the public interest or not? What are the chances of recidivism on his part? Or is this more of a general deterrent to others who would be persuaded to do like activities? Again, there's going to be a variety of thinking on that subject, from people who would argue that a custodial sentence isn't warranted at all, right through to people who would argue that, there should be, life without possibility of parole for such activities. These are the kinds of issues that really do bookend people. So again, it'll depend a lot upon where you live, how you view these types of offences, as to which sort of bookend that you will fall into. But regardless, Steffi Bull isn't going to be training anybody for a while, and we probably wouldn't see him back out in circulation for, well, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, I suppose, maybe more. The other boxer who is behaved badly, very recently I saw in one of the British newspapers that I look at, is none other than Billy Joe Saunders, who I had thought was talking about making a comeback. But anyhow, he's been arrested for hare coursing. Now, if you're not familiar with hare coursing, it involves the use of dogs to chase and kill live hares. What do people get out of that? Well, I think it's associated often with illegal gambling, and it's one of those crimes that how you will view it will very much depend upon your views regarding animal rights. To my own way of thinking, it seems to be a sick, gross thing to do, like dog fighting and other such activities. And some people might view it as less serious, and other people might view it as more serious. But anyhow, it seems to be a particularly distasteful thing, and it has been banned in the UK, where he was arrested, I think since 2004, if I'm not mistaken. It's illegal in most sort of Western democratic countries. It would certainly be that activity would also be illegal in my jurisdiction. And of course, the motivation of this, besides whatever sort of sick pleasure people get out of watching dogs tear apart hares, is that it's associated with gambling, right? In the same way that dog fighting is associated with gambling. People don't just go and watch it for, see if my dog can beat your dog. It's all to do with money, right? Anyhow, when he was arrested, Billy Joe Saunders went off on a tirade against the arresting officers, suggesting that officers should bend their mothers over and have carnal knowledge of them. He didn't use the terms carnal knowledge. He used other terms, which I can't repeat on camera because YouTube will take issue with that. But you get the idea. It was a foul-mouthed tirade, which was caught on camera. And, I think one of the newspapers I looked at actually had video clips of it. For me, it would have been most entertaining had he ridden the wire, being tasered. Now, that would have made for entertaining watching, but he wasn't tasered or anything like that. He had his tirade and he was arrested. So again, a very wealthy person behaving badly. I suspect that this might put a crimp in his comeback campaign. What was he thinking is the question that probably most people will ask. And usually when we ask that question, what was he thinking, we already know the answer. He wasn't thinking. So anyways, I don't know what's going to happen with Billy Joe Saunders, whether or not this will lead to a conviction or not, because of course people are presumed innocent until proven guilty. But certainly he took issue with the officers arresting him, and certainly, had something to say about the issue, I suppose. So there we go. Two boxers, both sort of now, I guess, former boxers, though Steffi Bull is better known as a trainer. Stepping into the glue, behaving poorly, and probably not showing themselves as role models for younger people who wish to get into the sport. Well, there we go. That's all I've got for the moment, and I will see you on the next video. Have a fabulous day wherever you are, and if you would like, please hit that like button, because apparently these things are counted. Share the video if you would like, and if you're watching this and you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. That would be nice. Thanks so much. Have a fabulous day. Cheers. Bye-bye.